Flying vehicles, the dolphins of the air, as they're sometimes called by me specifically right now. While they're not focused on all that much in Grand Theft Auto 5, there are still some very interesting facts and/or glitches about them. If you start a hangout, fly to the hangout location, and then switch character, the now NPC in the helicopter gets confused.
Hey Frank, you wanna do something?
When inside interiors, you may occasionally hear an unexplained explosion outside. The source of these explosions is when pilots of the large planes despawn when they fly too close to the interior you are in. Despite there being no button to do so, it is possible to open the back of a Cargobob. You just need to use an explosive. Its size is too small to fit a car, but a bike would fit if not for Rockstar adding an invisible wall to prevent vehicles going inside. This was apparently due to people online using it to transport bikes for money or some such. Getting into a duster permanently shortens Franklin's haircuts and to a length that shouldn't be possible. This is the difference when you start with a long haircut, but it also shrinks short hair as well. If you land on top of a blimp, you can actually warp into it. When two main characters are brought together, the character you are not controlling will get out of their vehicle in order to offer you a chance to hang out.
Hey Mike, you stalking me or what? Should we get a drink?
This is normally a perfectly fine interaction, but things change when both characters are in flying vehicles.
Hey T, you wanna do something? I'm bored. Start, you turd. Come on. Ah! How you know where I am? Is there a tracker under my skin?
Normally when you enter the plane at Trevor's airfield, it'll automatically start the stunt trials. This of course prevents you from taking the plane for any other purpose. However, if you simply push the plane a little bit further forward with any vehicle, you can take the plane and the trials don't start. This gives you early access to a plane in the game. Some planes have a hitbox to encompass everywhere their propeller can be, while others have a hitbox just where the propeller is. The highest you can go in GTA 5 is 2,470 meters or 8,100 feet. On any of the flight school trials that have many waypoints, you can skip 5 and still pass. This enables speedrunners to skip large sections of the trials.
You made decent time, but I think you can do better.
If you fly a plane upside down, grate it against the ground and then eject, the game becomes confused as to where your character should be, and so you see a glitched effect. Getting out of your flying vehicle when you're at high speed and low altitude will cause you to dive sideways. If you start getting into a shamal and then immediately stop yourself, you will clip through the plane. On the mission minor Turbulence, once you get into the back of the plane, it is possible to clip yourself out of bounds. At the back of the plane, put on Trevor's ability and shoot an RPG, aiming yourself for the boxes behind you. This reveals that the plane is not actually moving and is stationary in the air. There is also another way to clip out of bounds once you reach your destination. This can be done using the car at the back. One of the possible approaches to the Merryweather heist requires you to steal a particular Cargobob. It seems as though Rockstar was very keen for you to be able to fly this away safely, and so they gave it a missile repulsion field. They did something similar on the mission Minor Turbulence to protect the crop dusters so it could get into the back of the plane. At the start of the mission Eye in the Sky with Franklin, if you shoot at the helicopter too much, you will mission fail for destroying it. But if you shoot at it so you only partially damage it, the mission will carry on with the helicopter still being damaged, leading to very annoying results.
We've got a positive ID on the suspect. I repeat, we have visual on Chad Mulligan. No vehicle in sight. He should come out from behind that building.
When you eventually find your target and switch back to Franklin, the helicopter will register the damage and be destroyed.
There's a man in a car. This better be him. This better be the guy.
I know you think this car might be worth something?
On the mission Minor Turbulence, you are consistently warned by Ron that if you fly too high, the military will detect your presence and send jets to shoot you down.
Descend, Trevor! This is meant to be a restricted airspace. You've been red flagged! The scrambling jets out of Zancudo!
Eagle 1, Fox 2, Eagle 2, Fox 2.
Funnily enough though, if you get out of your plane on the ground, the crop duster will survive the missiles and still be flyable. Additionally, the jets will not shoot at you again. Unfortunately, however, you still can't progress as the large plane will no longer open its back hatch. While I think it was removed from the game, at some point at this location only accessible with a blimp was a secret message. I'm not sure when they removed it, all I know is that I can no longer find it. The so-called blimp strat for the mission Dead Man Walking was where speedrunners would call in a blimp and then take their blimp to visit Dave. It has been obsolete as a strategy for many years, but it's so funny that it's stuck around as a meme.
Davey, how you doing?
On the mission Card Libre, while it is implied that Trevor must use the bike to chase after the plane, in fact he can use any vehicle. You can even use a helicopter if you arrived in one, although it only stays for you to use if you didn't get a cutscene that changed the time of day. On the mission Nervous Ron is very insistent that Trevor fly in a way to not get detected by the military base, and for him to avoid it by flying over the swamp instead.
Military base coming up. Fly low. We don't want to show on their radar. Over the swamp, boss.
Surprisingly though, you can actually land in the military base and steal vehicles and even kill people and never get a wanted level. The Cargobob can carry many things that you might not expect it to be able to. For example, beach white chairs, the blue yoga ball in Michael's house, porta potties, bikes, garbage bins, boxes, movable rocks, the missiles at Fort Zancudo, boats off the back of trailers, and finally cars off the back of trailers. While on a hangout, as I am here with Michael, Trevor and Franklin, if you jump out of an aircraft, your companions will follow you in parachutes if they have them.
Interesting transport, kid.
It's not molesting if they're lonely. It's patriotism.
You're not even American.
If you land a blimp in water, it will float and remain intact. In my testing, one of the engines would consistently survive and spin, but I had no ability to propel myself forward, and getting out of the blimp made it impossible to get back in. The airspace above the golf course is considered protected in the same way that the airspace above Fort Zancudo is. If you are below 250 feet, you will hear the same warning you hear at the fort. If you do not heed the warning, you will receive a 2-star wanted level.
You are in restricted airspace. Divert your course or you will be shot down. Attention aircraft. This airspace is prohibited. Reverse course now.
It is possible to warp into and fly 747s. On Franklin's side mission Liquidity Risk, he and Dom jump out of a plane. In order to prevent you from being sucked out before you're ready, the plane is actually frozen in the air. Once you jump out, it begins to move again at a slow pace.
Yo, you jumped without the ATV! Major bitch points!
If you are about to crash and switch to a character near where you were going to land, your previous character will not only survive, but you can find them in the wreckage. Switching to the character, rather than taking their place in the wreck, you will be teleported to the hospital. The random event Snatched involves saving a woman from the lost motorcycle gang.
It's safe. You can come out now.
Oh, thank God. I don't even want to think about what they'd have done to me.
It seems that Rockstar never expected you to use a flying vehicle when saving her, because the Lost do not know how to handle it.
Oh, no, there's more. They're coming after us. Get rid of them.
It seems that the rubber banding effect of the bikers wasn't designed to consider the height of the vehicle that you're in.
This can't be more of them. It is. Do something, please. They'll kill us, Paul.
On the mission Nervous Ron, when you reach the plane you are normally stuck using an assault rifle with unlimited ammo to beat the bikers. However, if you die, there is a brief window when loading back in where you can switch to fists.
Where's the guards at?
Now standing you will be unable to use any weapon, but of course Trevor's ability makes it so you can get through here with ease. However, something more interesting happens if you switch from fists to a different weapon.
Be careful, Trevor!
Around Los Santos, there are helicopters associated with the parachuting minigame. If you get into the passenger seat of one of these helicopters, you can go for a bit of a ride.
You wanna go up? I can drop you over the racetrack. Hey, come on, move, fucko. Screw you! Blimey! Any more you marked? I guess not, huh?
It is possible to get a blimp into the impound lot. If you have a car stored in your garage, call for a blimp and then park it nearby. If you take your car out of the garage and then drive to the impound lot, the blimp will relocate. Obviously the blimp won't be inside the small room, but if you look around you will find the wreckage of it. Sure, this video is now over, but don't fret, there are many other amazing videos on my channel that you can go check out. Regardless of whether or not you do though, I wish you all the best.